You might not think twice about the vitamins you take each day, especially if they've been part of your routine for years. But recent findings published in the Journal of Gerontology reveal something that should give every older adult pause: taking the wrong vitamins. As you age, could raise your risk of stroke, kidney damage, or cognitive decline by as much as 58%. And what's most unsettling is that these aren't obscure supplements. They're the very ones commonly marketed to seniors, proudly displayed on pharmacy shelves and in glossy magazine ads, claiming to support vitality and aging well. But the truth is more complicated. While some vitamins are essential, truly vital for protecting your memory, slowing aging, and maintaining strength, others can quietly work against you, especially when taken in high doses or without medical guidance. And in many cases, the harm builds slowly, without symptoms, until the damage is done. In this video, we'll walk through the 3 vitamins you absolutely should be taking after 65, and just as importantly, the 3 that might be quietly doing more harm than good. Because sometimes the danger isn't in what you swallow, but in what you trust to be safe. Let's set the record straight. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Vitamin A. High doses, the silent saboteur of your bones. As we get older, some of the body's betrayals are quiet. So quiet we don't notice until it's too late. Our bones, once steady and reliable, begin to thin out, like fading paper. A slip on the floor that once meant nothing more than a bruise can, at this age, lead to a fracture that changes everything. The sad part is, much of this risk doesn't come from bad habits, but from something many seniors believe is helping them: vitamin A. In particular, it's not the kind from carrots or sweet potatoes that's beta-carotene, which the body gently turns into vitamin A as needed. The real issue is preformed vitamin A, the kind added to multivitamins, eye supplements, and immune-boosting pills. It often shows up on labels as retinol, retinilacetate, or retinol palmitate. These synthetic forms build up quietly, and when taken daily in high doses, they can begin to leach the strength from your bones, especially in women over 65. Clinical studies have linked long-term use of high-dose preformed vitamin A to an increased risk of fractures and faster bone loss. But it doesn't stop at the bones. This kind of overload can also weigh on the liver, dry out the skin, bring on dizziness or headaches, and in extreme cases, affect the nervous system. And most painful of all, it's so often done with the best of intentions. I've spoken with patients who took these supplements faithfully, thinking they were protecting their eyes or boosting their immunity. They were trying to do everything right, but more isn't always better. Sometimes, more becomes harm. The fear of losing vision is real, and vitamin A does play a role. But pushing past what the body needs in hopes of extra protection can actually rob you of something just as precious: your mobility, your steadiness, your ability to live freely. A broken hip doesn't just hurt, it can change your entire way of living. And it often starts with a quiet decision in the vitamin aisle. So if you're taking a supplement with high doses of preformed vitamin A, pause it. Talk with a trusted doctor. Let food, bright orange vegetables, leafy greens be your main source. Let wisdom, not fear, guide your choices. But this isn't the only supplement hiding behind a healthy promise. There's another one, praised for heart health. Yet, in synthetic form, it may be quietly raising your risk of stroke and cancer. Let's look closer. 2. Vitamin E. Synthetic. The false guardian of your heart. There's a quiet reassurance that comes with reaching for a vitamin labeled for heart health. For many older adults, heart trouble isn't just a possibility, it's part of the landscape. So when a bottle promises protection with something as simple as vitamin E, it feels like an easy choice. Just one soft gel a day to help hold off the risks. But behind that well-meaning ritual may lie a hidden threat, one that too few people talk about. Most over-the-counter vitamin E supplements contain a synthetic version called D-L-alpha tocopherol. It's not the natural form your body evolved to use. It's man-made, engineered to mimic the real thing, but the way it behaves in your system is very different. And the research behind it is troubling. One of the largest studies ever conducted on this subject, the SELECT trial from the National Cancer Institute, uncovered a clear link between high-dose synthetic vitamin E and a higher risk of prostate cancer, specifically a 17% increase. But the concerns don't stop there. Other studies have connected excess synthetic vitamin E to a heightened risk of hemorrhagic stroke, a type of bleeding in the brain that is often fatal. This form of vitamin E interferes with vitamin K, a nutrient essential to healthy blood clotting. And for seniors who are already on blood thinners or managing cardiovascular conditions, that interference could be dangerous. There's also the quiet impact synthetic vitamin E has on your body's nutrient balance. It can block the absorption of other beneficial forms of vitamin E, particularly gamma-tocopherol, which plays important antioxidant roles in organs like the lungs and colon. So not only can synthetic vitamin E cause harm on its own, it may also reduce your access to other compounds your body actually needs. This matters, not in theory, but in practice, because for many seniors, taking that supplement feels like doing something right, like taking control. But when the form is synthetic and the dose is too high, the sense of safety becomes misleading. That soft gel doesn't offer peace of mind. It offers risk disguised as support. Natural vitamin E labeled D-alpha tocopherol is far more compatible with the body. But even then, it should be used with guidance, especially if your diet already includes nuts, seeds, leafy greens, or healthy oils. Because with vitamins, the goal isn't more, it's balance. And sometimes, the line between help and harm is thinner than we realize. Now, let's look at another popular supplement, often taken without a second thought, that may be placing a different kind of stress on your body. One that starts in your kidneys. 3. Vitamin C. High doses. The hidden threat behind the fizzy glow. There's something undeniably pleasant about vitamin C. It fizzes brightly in your glass, gives off the scent of citrus, and promises to boost your immune system. For many seniors, it feels like a small but powerful defense, especially during cold and flu season. It's sold as something simple and helpful, a daily ritual of protection. And honestly, it's easy to believe that more is better. But this is one of those moments where that comforting belief starts to unravel. When vitamin C is taken in high doses, often 0 milligrams or more per day, it doesn't just pass through the body quietly. In older adults, especially those whose kidney function has naturally declined with age, this excess is processed into oxalate. Oxalate, in turn, can form sharp crystals in the body. These can build up and lead to kidney stones, painful on their own, but also dangerous for an already taxed renal system. I've seen this more than once in older patients who thought they were doing the right thing, doubling up on their vitamin C, because they wanted to avoid getting sick. What makes this so tricky is that it doesn't feel harmful. The packaging is friendly. The tablets are bubbly and fun. It's marketed as wellness in a glass, but behind the cheerful label lies a dose your body might struggle to handle. The digestive system feels at first cramping, bloating, diarrhea. Then, over time, the kidneys bear the weight. And if taken continually, the high doses of isolated synthetic vitamin C may even block the body's absorption of other minerals, like copper, which is essential for healthy brain function and strong bones. That's not to say vitamin C isn't important. It absolutely is. It plays a key role in collagen formation, immune response, and even mood. But the key is in the amount and the source. For most seniors, 200 to 500 milligrams a day is more than sufficient. And that's easily met through fresh, whole foods oranges, bell peppers, strawberries, and broccoli. These foods deliver vitamin C alongside natural cofactors like enzymes and bioflavonoids, helping your body actually use what it receives. So the next time you drop that orange tablet into your glass, pause. Supporting your health shouldn't mean overloading your system. It should mean nourishing it gently, wisely. And as we leave behind what to watch out for, let's now turn to what your aging body truly needs. The vitamins that heal, support, and bring real strength back into your daily life. Let's explore those next. 3 types of vitamins that people over 65 must supplement every day. 1. Vitamin B12, the vital spark that aging bodies quietly lose. Growing older brings with it 1,000 small shifts, some you can see, many you can't. One of the quietest, yet most profound changes after age 60 happens deep inside the body, the steady decline in your ability to absorb vitamin B12. You won't feel it all at once. It starts gradually waking up a little more tired than usual, losing your train of thought mid-conversation, or noticing a faint numbness in your fingers or toes. Most people chalk it up to getting older. But what's really happening is that your body is missing something it desperately needs. Vitamin B12 is often called the energy vitamin, but that barely scratches the surface. It plays a vital role in keeping your nerves functioning, forming red blood cells, stabilizing mood, and protecting memory. These aren't small benefits. For seniors, they can mean the difference between independence and dependency. And yet, B12 deficiency is astonishingly common in older adults, most of whom don't even realize it. The reason isn't always what you're eating. It's how your body changes with age. The stomach naturally produces less acid over time, and that acid is essential for absorbing B12 from food. So even if you're eating well, plenty of eggs, meat, dairy, your body might not be able to access what's inside. The result: a slow, invisible depletion that can eventually lead to nerve damage, anemia, or even cognitive decline that looks like dementia. And the cruel part, the symptoms don't come on dramatically. They creep in. A little forgetfulness, a little fatigue, a drop in motivation or mood. That's why so many seniors live for years without ever suspecting a nutrient could be the culprit. But the good news is that the solution is both simple and effective if you know what to look for. Standard B12 tablets often don't cut it, because they rely on the very digestive process that's failing. Instead, the most reliable options are sublingual forms, sprays, or lozenges that absorb directly into the bloodstream. Look for methylcobalamin, the natural form your body instantly recognizes and uses. For many older adults, just 500 to 1. 0 micrograms daily is enough to restore focus, improve balance, and bring back the steady energy they thought they'd lost for good. It's not a miracle. It's biology finally working with you, not against you. But B12 is only part of the picture. If it's the vitamin that powers your mind and nerves, then the next one we'll discuss is the foundation your body needs to stay strong, steady, and resilient. Let's take a closer look. 2. Vitamin D3, the silent defender of strength, stability, and spirit. There's a quiet truth about getting older that often goes unnoticed. It's not just about the gray hairs or the slower mornings, but the subtle shifts that change how we feel in our bodies. Maybe it's the occasional stumble that catches you off guard, the bruises that take longer to heal, or the way your energy doesn't quite last through the day. What many seniors don't realize is that one simple nutrient, vitamin D3, plays a powerful role in all of these experiences. And yet, it's one of the most common deficiencies in people over 65. Most of us have heard of D3 in the context of bone health. And yes, that's part of the story. But this vitamin is far more than a helper for calcium. It's central to how your muscles function, how your immune system responds, and even how your brain regulates mood and focus. When your body doesn't get enough, things slowly begin to slip, not with loud warning bells, but with soft signs like joint aches, poor balance, lowered resistance to illness, and a quiet sadness that doesn't seem to lift. And here's the part that catches many by surprise. Getting older means your skin produces far less D3 from the sun. The same sunlight that once gave you all you needed now delivers far less, sometimes almost none. That's especially true if you live in cooler climates, spend more time indoors, or cover up due to sensitive skin. So even if you think you're doing everything right, your levels could still be dangerously low. What does that mean for your health? It means a higher risk of bone loss, brittle fractures, and falls that can lead to hospital stays or a sudden loss of independence. But it also means a weakened immune defense, just when your body needs it most. And growing research shows it may even contribute to memory issues, fatigue, and feelings of depression. The fix is simple, but essential. Supplementing with vitamin D3. Ideally between 1,000 and 2 Norlis EU daily, and taken with meals containing healthy fats, helps ensure your body absorbs it properly. It's one of the easiest ways to restore strength, improve your mood, and support your bones and immune system from the inside out. But D3 doesn't work alone. There's another nutrient often overlooked that's just as important. It's the one that tells calcium where to go, guiding it safely into your bones and away from your arteries. That nutrient is vitamin K2, and it might just be the missing link to truly protecting your heart and skeletal strength. Let's talk about that next. 3. Vitamin K, the unsung hero that keeps calcium from turning against you. As we get older, we begin to notice our bones more, not just in X-rays or test results, but in everyday moments. The slight hesitation before stepping off a curb, the stiffness when rising from a chair, the careful grip on the handrail. We're often told calcium is the key to strong bones. And for many seniors, it's become a routine, a supplement taken each morning with the hope of keeping bones solid and breaks at bay. But what most aren't told is this: calcium on its own can quietly do more harm than good if it isn't paired with the right companion vitamin K2. While vitamin K1 helps with blood clotting, K2 has a completely different job, one that's crucial but often overlooked. It helps guide calcium to where it's truly needed, your bones and teeth, and keeps it out of places where it can quietly cause harm, like your arteries, kidneys, or joints. You can think of K2 like a traffic controller for calcium, ensuring it ends up in the right place. Without it, that same calcium you're taking to protect your bones might be hardening your arteries, forming kidney stones, or stiffening your joints. This becomes especially important for anyone taking calcium or vitamin D supplements, which raise calcium levels in the blood. Without enough K2, the body has no clear direction for where that calcium should go. Research now suggests that many age-related health issues, particularly cardiovascular ones, could be connected to this silent misplacement of calcium, especially in seniors who are already dealing with conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes. But there's also something quietly powerful about K2. It doesn't just protect, it strengthens. Multiple studies have linked vitamin K2, especially in its MK7 form, to better bone density and fewer fractures. This is especially critical, as hip fractures in older adults can lead to a loss of independence and even life-threatening complications. And yet, despite its importance, K2 is largely missing from the typical Western diet. It naturally occurs in foods like natto, a fermented soybean dish, certain aged cheeses, and organ meats, foods that are rare on most senior plates. That's why a daily supplement, just 90 to 180 micrograms of MK7, can be a wise and impactful choice. Because aging well isn't just about adding years, it's about adding strength, balance, and confidence to each day. And K, the 2nd of May, be one of the quietest, yet most powerful allies in that journey. The price you pay in the end. As we move through the later chapters of life, the choices we make each day take on a deeper weight. What we put into our bodies, especially when it comes to supplements, isn't just about vitamins or minerals. It's about how we feel in the morning when we wake up, whether our hands are steady, our thoughts are clear, and our steps feel strong. Every capsule, every tablet, is a quiet decision with a consequence. Some are helpful. Others, despite good intentions, quietly chip away at our health. I've witnessed too many well-meaning older adults follow advice from packaging, commercials, or friends, only to end up fatigued, foggy, or facing health issues that could have been prevented. The damage doesn't always come from carelessness. It comes from trust. Trust in labels that oversimplify, in messages that promise too much, and in the belief that more is always better. But our bodies, especially as they age, don't need more. They need smarter, more thoughtful, more in tune with the unique way we change as we grow older. I've lived long enough to know that health isn't restored through dramatic overhauls. It's preserved through the small, consistent acts that often go unnoticed. Taking the right supplement, at the right dose, questioning what used to work and being open to what might work better now, letting go of habits that no longer serve you, and embracing ones that offer strength, calm, and vitality. It's easy to forget that even with the best of intentions, the wrong supplement taken daily quietly can slowly erode your well-being. Not all damage is sudden. Much of it creeps in. A little dizziness here, a bit of swelling there, a fog that makes it harder to focus. We might dismiss these as aging, when in truth they could be our body waving a flag, asking us to look closer at what we're giving it. And perhaps more important than any label is the willingness to stay curious. Aging doesn't mean we stop learning. On the contrary, it invites us to dig deeper into ourselves. What feels good, what no longer fits, what's true for you, not 10 years ago. Not for your neighbor, but for you today. Every health decision is an opportunity to respect the life you've lived and to protect the life that still lies ahead. It's not about being perfect. It's about paying attention. Choosing vitamins or routines that support rather than strain. Asking questions before swallowing pills. And remembering that your health isn't something anyone else should define for you. Not a bottle. Not a slogan. Not a trend. What you decide to continue. What you let go of. And what you begin. Those are the choices that shape the days and years still to come. They deserve your full attention. Because your body does. Your life does. So if this message has stirred something in you, a question, a memory, a moment of recognition, don't brush it off. Follow that instinct. Whether it leads to a conversation with your doctor, a change in your supplement routine, or simply a pause before your next pill, it matters. Because the real cost isn't just in dollars. It's in days lost to fatigue, joy dulled by confusion, or independence slowly slipping away. But the reward that comes in small, quiet victories, a clearer morning, a steadier walk, a heart that feels just a little more at ease. That's the power of one wise change. Here's to honoring your body, your years, and the wisdom you've earned. You still have more life to live, and it deserves your best care.